Hi ladies, welcome back to Let's Play. This is card 23 in the series. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a cute little mini book and a tassel for your card. These you can just obviously enlarge and make bigger ones for your scrapbook pages or art journal products. Okey-doke, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with a face card. Try and get one that's got a block on it, and I've used black because my colors worked well with the black. Alright, first thing I want you to do is go through your scraps. I just found this piece. This is from the Always and Forever range of K-Craft from P13. And what we're going to do is you need to do a little block that is going to cover your face of your card. But we want to keep our queen visible, or whichever face you're going to use. Alright, so just more or less, doesn't have to be 100%. And you'll see with me, I just cut freehand. And then take our scissor and we are going to distress the edges of our pattern paper. Once that is done, okay, I tear it and I fold it so that's a little bit more distressed. You don't just want that plain distressed effect. And then today I'm just using walnut stain, distress ink. And I am just going to give it a quick once over. Just get into all those little creases. And you now have a distressed block. I'm going to just use plain Tombow. Sorry, wrong one. And I'm going to just apply Tombow to the back. And that is going to go onto the face of my card. Alright, that is background part 1 done. Alright, next we're going to do is I have used my small little dictionary paper. Remember, I got my small little dictionary pack from a junk store. You can use any kind of book print that you've got. So I'm using 3 sheets of this. This is quite handy because it already has the line down the center. Obviously, just play with your papers and see what will work. I'm going to fold that in half. And then I want to create this little book on my card, so I'm going to just gently give it a book shape. Doesn't have to be 100%, just neaten that off a little bit like so. So when you open it up, it looks like a book. All right, and you can see, okay, this one's a little bit big. I'm just going to cut it a little bit smaller. Okie dokes. So there we go, there is our book. Alrighty, now when you make a book for a page, okay, first thing I just want to give it a little bit of an ink all the way around, all 3 sheets. I'm going to do them simultaneously. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just that it's not so white. Okay, and then once that is done, I'm going to just take, you can either use a Saatchi stick or a hole piercer. So flatten your center. Find your corner and you're going to roll your corner. So I have rolled top right corners and bottom left corners. Okay, obviously you can go in the other direction. So that's top right and bottom left. Just give it a quick roll just to add some dimension to your little book. Okay, if you just leave it flat, it looks a little bit flat. Okay, make sure that your middles are nice and flat. And then just lightly, we are just going to curl the middle so that it gives you that little bit of a rounded book feel. Okay, so that goes from the middle outwards, and make sure that your center is folded neatly. So that gives you your book shape as such. All right, once that is done, you are then going to start assembling this onto your background page. So your back layer, you're going to be putting Tombow in the middle, and then you're going to put a little bit of Tombow on the left and a little bit on the right. But before you stick that down, you're just going to use some foam tape, some normal double-sided foam tape, 2 tiny little blocks. Just close my ink, sorry. And you are going to place those in the middle so that the middle part stays raised and that the sides and the center are flat. All right, you can now adhere that to your book, to your background. You'll see that'll be flat. And this one is, it's just got that little bit of a lift in the corner. All right. And then what you're going to do, you're then going to apply glue there and to the sides again. And we can take our second layer and at a slight angle, not exactly at the same angle, you're just lightly going to adhere that. Try and keep some air underneath it so that you've still got some extra layers of raised, sorry. So if you look, where can I show you? There we go. All right, so you can see it's got a little bit of lift. Hope you can see that. And then our last one, again at a slight angle, stick down the middle, just hold that so that it's got a slight lift. All right, so that is our book on our page. You can recurl your corners if you want it to be a little bit more curly. All right, so that is the base of our book done. Now we are going to quickly do the, before we do the little tassel, what I've done for my quotes, I didn't have any quotes on hand that were fine. So I like the So Many Books, So Little Time quote. I've just done that on Word. I think I used font size 14, just the standard font. I think it was, I can't even remember now, sorry. That's just a plain font. And then what I have done, I printed it out. So it's just tiny. And then I just used a plain black pen and I outlined it. And then I cut it out. So remember to outline it first before you cut. It just gives you, and then ink it as well. Don't forget to ink. If in doubt, ink. Okay, and then we just stick that it goes around, and the next one as well. All right, and then once this is stuck down, you can obviously, if you've got other nicer quotes that you want to use, please go ahead. I just thought that was cute with this particular little card. Okay, so that's that and that. All right, now to make a little tassel, what you're going to need is just some embroidery thread and a little piece of cardboard. This is a little bit harder than your average paper. Try and guesstimate how wide you want your, tassel to be. So this one's a little bit big, so my tassel's only going to be that small. So we take our piece of cardboard, that is the height of our tassel, and we are going to cut inwards. This is going to be our template. It's going to look like that. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to cut off a piece of our thread and starting at the bottom of our template. Remember, this is very tiny, so we don't need to go too many times. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 times. All right, I think that should be enough, and I'm going to cut off the bottom. I am then now going to tuck in. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm tucking my thread in, and I am pulling it. This is going to be the top of my tassel. All right, so you can cut that part off. And I'm just going to tie a knot. This will obviously cut shorter just now. Okay, I'm going to tie a knot in the top. That will just hold the tassel in place at the top. Oh, goodness. Okay. If it slides off, don't panic. You can literally just crease your bookie and slide him back on again. All right. Once that is done, you are then, okay, now he's back in place, sorry. Oh, goodness, no, this one's become a big mess. Okay. Leave it like that. I'm going to show you the hard way. All right, so now you've got your top hanging bit and you've got your other little bit, okay. Now, once that is on here, you'll see it looks like that. Okay, there we go. And that piece goes down as well. It's a little bit tricky. You need 2 hands, okay, or actually 3 hands. Once that is back in place, you can now take your last piece of thread and you're going to thread it through the middle and around the side like so. Okay, and that you're going to tie a knot in as well. That will form the little head of your tassel, and that will hold all your pieces flat. Okay, this one is not working as nice as my previous one. And then what we do is we cut off the middles and we cut off the bottom. We pull it out, and so I said this one did not come out as nice. All these odds and sod pieces, you can just cut them off. All right, and there is your little tassel for your book. Okay, this one's a bit untidy. I'll redo this one just now. But yeah, so that is how you do a tassel. So working with a template, obviously this is a very tiny one, so it was a bit difficult and it didn't come out as neatly. So remember, roll it around, put a piece under, tie a knot at the top for your main thread over here, then tuck it in and out to tie the little middle, and you cut off the bottom, and then you have a tassel. Quick and easy. All right, so once you have done your tassel, you will then apply just a little bit of Tombow to the middle of your book and apply stick your tassel to the middle of your book, and I'm just going to trim off that piece that we no longer need. Okay. As I said, that is a little bit untidy, this one. I will neaten him up and do another one just now. Okay, so that will be your little tassel for your book. If you have a look at the original one, that is a much neater tassel. So take your time. Obviously, I'm rushing here, so it didn't come out as well as I thought. And then very last, I have found in my stash a little butterfly. Just go through all your cutouts and cut him out and adhere him to the side of your card. I have again then used gloss. I love clear gloss. The Anita's one is my favorite. And just lightly, it is quite tiny, so just fill him up with a little bit of gloss. And then using, this is just translucent glitter, just sprinkle some glitter on, let it sink into the gloss, and then blow off the excess, and that is it. Alrighty, there we go. Like I say, I apologize for the little tassel. It wasn't as neat as I thought. Okay, girls, thank you so much. Remember, please don't post here, post under card 23 on the Facebook Scrap and Sell page. And yes, I can't wait to see your creations. I hope you enjoyed that one and that you can now make lots of little books for your scrapbook and art journals. Bye, girls.